This is Reality Revelation Restoration. I'm Chris Gray. Today I'm at the river's edge. We had a lot of rain the last few days, so it's gone up quite a bit. But what I want to talk about is, I think I'm going to entitle this video, God's Will is Out of Our Control. Thank heaven for that. Yes, and to settle into God's will, we have to find humility, which not too many people want to do, or they're not ready to. Or if they really knew the advantages and the rewards of staying in alignment with God's will, they would be more than happy to comply. But they can't because of fear, because fear has taken the place of love. And they want it. You can't take heaven by force. This is the big problem that most people encounter when they've gone the wrong way, mostly their whole life, and they realize that they've hit a dead end, and they go this, and they just keep they're stuck in a pattern of it's like the dog that returns to its vomit. You take certain avenues, streets, whatever you want. You go down, take a certain path, and you follow it down with your friends. The people that will help enable you to go that way, and they'll give you the approval and the affirmation that you need, that you crave. When I was a kid, right, we used to play a game called Follow the Leader, right? But nowadays, there's not too many people. If you follow the leader nowadays, you're going to end up going insane. What if your leader's insane? You're going to follow people that are insane? So you have to be good boys and girls like I did, and you're going to have to learn to find the truth. And to find the truth, this means that you're going to have to stop what you're doing and take time out and meditate. Meditate, don't medicate. If you meditate properly, the right way, by sitting still and watching, observing the thinking mind, the intellect, you're going to see you're going to see what is in your energy and the imagination. You're going to see how it's a circuit. You're going to see how it's going to take you for a ride, especially because it wants what it wants, and it doesn't have morals or principles. It's an animal. Everyone has one of these. It's an ego, and it's a sinful nature, and it needs to be kept in check. No one else is going to tell you this. I mean, they're going to read to you scripture, which is fine and good. I like the scripture. I read it all the time. But you need to go deeper than that, because you're getting caught up with words, getting caught up with symbols. symbology. It's all symbolic, but it's not real. It's not the thing. It's not the real thing that you're looking for. You want understanding. You got to go deeper to see. You got to go deeper out of the imagination. The imagination, like if I say the word truck, you're going to have a picture in your mind of a truck or whatever comes to your mind that a truck is. But this isn't real. This is not real. This is an imaginary, conjured up out of your intellect. In all these words, no matter what word it is, the word appear. The word appear, when you get, it appears. It gives you a picture of appear, like a kind of a picture of it, but it's an image, and it's not appear. It's not the real thing. And this is why the con artists can mind screw everyone, because they use the words and they carefully put the words in the proper sequences. When we're children and we go to school, they teach us the letters, the symbols, and then they tell us, what do they call it? They call it spelling. Get it? They can spell you. They can put you under a spell. And what they do is these people, they come up, this system is a big lie. I just want to elaborate on this. This system is a farce. All it is, of course, women are behind this, and weak men. I'm not going to go into Adam and Eve right now, but this is why some people a long time ago had a wish. They were not honest people, that they could have an easy way out. They didn't like reality in nature, and they didn't like the truth, and they wanted to appear as, through trickery, to be above others, like royalty. Royalty, people dress up and, this is another joke, royalty. What was royal? Jesus Christ was royalty, in the flesh, without any smoke and mirrors. So, all right. So this is how they use the words to put the hocus pocus. It's the hocus pocus, not by focus. And they get people. They get you to believe, to follow these people. And they pat you on the head. You're going to be their pet. And they're going to pat you on the head and give you, they're going to give you, string you along. And string you along with approval and their rewards, which always have strings attached. This is why we have to do our homework and realize the truth. And can't do it. We have to self-observate. As painful as it is, we have to learn to sit still and observe the activities of the mind. See the objective here is to get above it. Become objective to your thinking, because there's nothing wrong with your thinking. This will work itself out over time. Your thoughts will change when you're motives change, and you get your influence from a better place, from yourself. You'll get your influence from your conscience. And like I said, when we read our Bible and we invite the Holy Spirit into our life, because He's not just going to come in to a hostile environment. Well, I don't know. Yeah, He will. He will. But you're not ready for it yet. So probably you have to be suffer to the point where that you're receptive to Christ. Then Christ can come in what He'll do is in your conscience can see the lies, and the Holy Spirit is going to put put all your thoughts, going to take the stuff that's collected in there over the years, and He's going to throw some of it into the trash bin, and He's going to take what's left that's good, and He's going to rearrange it and organize it in the right, proper order of things. And guess who's going to be at the beginning? The first, thou shalt have no other gods before me. God is going to be first. Okay? So now, let me see. All right. So the major problem here is you have to become really brave. That's just a word. You can have a picture of it in your mind. You can have see, I was a Marine, right? And I was born a Marine. But, you have to be brave. And you have to be willing to face the dark side of your nature. And it's in all fairness to the ego, it's not the ego's fault that you're so susceptible to. I was too. We all are, because we're taught to be by the misguided guides. It's not the ego's fault that you chose to be animal instead of human. So what I'm trying to teach you, no one's watching hardly, but there is people watching because they know I'm telling them the truth. You have to become true to yourself. And through courage, you're going to be not afraid to watch this and how it operates. And it's ugly. It's ugly. But to be fair now, to the ego, we have to have an ego, but we have to be in charge. So what we have to do is we have to understand how it functions, how the mind operates, and this is how when we become objective to our thinking. So I just want to say that you don't want to try to stop your thoughts. You don't want to try to change your thoughts. You don't want to touch it. It's out of your league. All you're going to do is get caught up in a struggle, and this is the type of thing a woman would do, and a proud man. They're going to fix it. You know what you're going to end up? You're going to end up in the doctor's office on Prozac, or you're going to go to the bottle, or God knows what. This is why this ego is nothing. Technically, the problem is with you, because you have the wrong master. Now, when you see the truth, the ego It's shrunk down now to just a little, tiny little peanut now. You're in charge of it. You're going to grab a hold of all. It has all the energy. It has power. It's dynamic. That's the word I thought of today. Dynamic. It is. When you learn how to grab a hold of this thing, you can do, like Jesus said in the Bible, with your faith, you can move mountains. Jesus wasn't lying. You can do this energy once you have it. And it does. Once it doesn't, you have to have it. The problem is, and a play on words, is it has you with its seduction. It always comes back to women, the naughty girls. The naughty girls, and I'm just going to talk about the naughty girls for a minute. How the naughty girls take charge of the family and wreck it with their now this is all because the man doesn't know what the hell he's doing, so the woman has to take charge because she sees that he's weak. She can see he's looking around, drinking his booze, he's just suck on his pacifier, and a woman can see weaknesses in a man and spot them 2 seconds flat, and all men have weaknesses, and they will use that weakness against you. And hey, what the heck, if they can be in charge, like I said before, if they can be in charge, they shouldn't be in charge of you. Your wife should not be your boss. This is insanity. Your wife is, a good wife is priceless. And like, I listen to my wife. Like, I see sometimes, like, I'll see her moods, and she'll be like, want me to she'll be mad at something, and she'll try to get me to motivate. She'll try to get, like a knight in shining armor, I'm going to rise up to defend what she needs, what she's angry at. And I see this, and, but my wife is pretty smart, and like, she can, I will just about, I'm not afraid to do anything, as long as I know it's okay. But I also can tell right away when my wife's being a terrorist. I'm not going to go along with it. Nope. This is where men fail their woman, because the woman is looking for something in a man. It's not just sex. She's looking for something that she can grab a hold to and know that it's real, I guess. This is the best way I can put it. And that it's not going to crumble under adversity. And if need be, we'll take it to whatever, we'll do whatever's necessary. This is what the people of the ancient times, they had to fight. And, I don't think I need to say it. There is, the animal's going to always be there, the instinct. But you want, the instinct is not what you want anymore. This is an animal sniffing the air, looking, with the intrigue and all this stuff. And it's illusion, and it's kooky. It'll drive you insane. We don't need this so much anymore. This is what, if you watch Forensic Files, like I say, you'll see how the instinct works, and it's ugly. So the woman's looking for what she doesn't have in the man, and then they come together as in a marriage, you come together, and eventually they combine, and you become like a unit. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. But that's only in a good marriage and with a husband that puts God first in his life. He knows who he is, and his worth doesn't come from the environment. Someone telling him, "Oh yeah, you're a nice guy." Like, I don't do these videos. I do these videos because I know it's the right thing to do. I don't get any likes. I get nothing. I don't want nothing. I don't need anything. I want, the only thing I do this for is because I know I should do it. Because no one else is doing it. Because they're asleep. They're asleep. They want money. They go halfway. But they want to stay politically correct so they don't offend anybody. But then you can't help someone if you half-heartedly, it's like you're serving two masters. You want your cake and eat it too. These guys are useless to God. I'm useful because I'll say whatever needs to be said. No. But I don't want to be a terrorist either. You know, I mean, I see how the political arena, I watch it, and you know, it's all they do is inflame each other, and there's no communication, you can't solve problems. This has been coming for a long time, and the left is completely out of control except for a few individuals here and there. The right, there's some radicals there, but there's some good, smart, intelligent men that are trying to restore order here. And I just know that this is a power grab, and they're overreaching, the left. They're overreaching, and there's going to be a backlash coming. That's all. I don't know how, I'm not going to predict it. I'm not going to make predictions. This could all settle down. It could be just a phase that we're going through till, you know, we find that, you know, there's a better way to operate than what the capitalist pig that wants to rub everybody, that just prances around with his idols. And this is a farce because idols are worthless. Only to an insane mind that thinks that idols and pieces of paper and plastic cards and games are real. Oh, it's a tangled web we weave when we practice to deceive. Okay, so I wrote a little script today. I don't like to write scripts, but it's raining a little bit, and I want to get this stuff out here. So here it goes. This is important. So pay attention. When our past is blended with our present, we're not going to get a clear picture. Reality becomes out of focus. Now let me elaborate on that. When we get a clear picture of what is going on here, if everything else is just a peripheral, it's just, there's no more past, there's no future, there's just now. And that's just a word too. But if you can find this is when you find this spot, all your vital signs gotta come back down. And you can't describe this, people. Um, it's just your depth is that you have endless depth, because what happens is you're in line with God, and your inheritance is, you can see what your inheritance is, and it's much better than plastic cards and paper and royalty and dressing up. And there was a song that came out in the late 60s or early 70s by Peter Gabriel, and he sang a song. I don't remember the name of it. I should have found it out before I did the video. But he talks about how people dress up in silly costume, and they play silly games. And he talks about Adolf Hitler and how people are a bunch of they deceive each other. And it's a good song. I can't think of the name of it, but it's one of his early songs. Peter Gabriel. It's a good song. All right. He talks about how the dressing up in costumes, playing silly games, hiding out in treetops, shouting out rude names. That song. I've probably heard it before. All right. Now, this is what we have going on now. A little bit of politics here. The uptight eggheads of the totalitarian nanny state that can't mind their own business, projecting and forcing their misguided, utopian, amoral delusions onto others, need to back off. These people have no moral compass whatsoever. They just want to forge ahead. They don't like conservatives. I can't say that I blame them. Some conservatives are, but what they have, these people have a image in their mind of what a conservative is, and they don't like it because they see conservatives as like they want to stay. They don't want to move ahead and to do new things, and they're kind of like stale. And this is not true. It's some conservatives are like that. Conservative, that's a word, and it conjures up. See how words, they get an image. I get, liberal. I get an image of a conservative. But these people don't have morals. They just want to go where they're going, and I mean, some of them do, but most of them are. They don't want God in there. They don't want any conscience. They don't want nothing. They want power. That's it. These are the politicians, not the people. The people are okay. I know, I work with them. It's the politicians. Politicians are scum. 98% of them. That's all I'm going to say about that. They're going to lead us into another war, because decadence always, see, the left doesn't know when to stop with their decadence. They just, and they don't want to, they just don't know when to quit. And so they lead. Every civilization that's ever crumbled is because of decadence. It rotted from more moral rot from within, and it collapsed. And then the outside invaders came. They saw the weakness, just like we're going through right now. They see our weaknesses in the divide and the division, and they're going to capitalize on this if we don't get this thing together soon. All right, enough of that. Some people believe if they buy a fancy, expensive car, a $2 million home, that they'll be worth more. Worth more what? To who? thought of this the other day. Worth more what? What are they worth? Worth more what? What are you worth more? You're worth more of material? You're worth more? This is a big lie. This is a big lie. To who? They're not worth more to me. They're not. Just because they doesn't make them more. I don't bow down to idols. So I don't care what they own. I don't care about it. It doesn't. I don't get excited and emotional. Let's just put it that way. Okay. To who? You know what it's to who? To a romantic, glamorous image that they want to project, that all is well and perfect. When in reality, we all know that at some point in the not too distant future, it will all fade away and disappear. They want to project it, an image that all is well. But it's not all is well, because you watch these people. Don't listen to what they say and how the media glamorizes them. Watch what they do. I just saw today on Google, Bill Gates is getting a divorce from his wife for 20, I don't know how many years it said. There it is right there. There's another one. And look at Bill and Hillary Clinton, always cheating. Trump cheated on his wife. They all cheat. They all cheat and steal and rob each other. I don't care. You know what? I voted for Donald Trump, and I like Donald Trump, but he's far from perfect. These people should not be role models, period. To find real treasure, we must be receptive to a higher order. Can't take heaven by force. This is why people can't find God, because they're sick and tired in their life, and they're addicted, and they're angry, and they just want, all right, I'm done now. I'm done now. I want God to come in and fix me now. I'm okay. Doesn't work like that. You have to pay your little penance. You have to do your time. Because what happens is reality has to catch up to you and overtake you. Because God is reality. I don't care what anyone says. God is reality. I'm fine with that. And I know everything comes from the great beyond. All this stuff. And you'll see it if you sit still and you pray. And you'll see everything. You'll see that there's no death. And you'll see that fear in most people's lives has taken the place of love. Because once love isn't like touchy. It's not feminine, all right. I mean, that's, I mean, when you love a woman, when you first meet your woman, I've had a couple of girls in my past, and I mean, you really get attached to them. And they're cute and giggly and wiggly and all that stuff. But when it comes down to it, love is not that. Love is caring. Love means you'll sacrifice for a higher purpose. I know it's hard to put this into words, but you just know it. And when you have love, God, which is God, when you have love, you're not going to get sick no more. You're not going to get, I could probably walk into a room with, 20 people that have coronavirus and kiss them all. And I probably wouldn't get it because, I might get it, but I would live. I've been through a lot worse things in my life than a stupid little virus, I don't want to talk about my life too much, but I had cancer in my lung, my left lung, no, my right lung, and they cut out half of it. And, it wasn't, you got to learn how to deal with pain. And you will. I never believed for 1 minute that I was going to die. Excuse me. And I didn't take chemo or radiation. I had faith. I just knew if I stay calm and trust in what and trust that I know that there's a knowing that God gives you that He's got your back. You don't have to worry. I told my wife, don't worry, honey. You know, and I didn't do the chemo or the radiation, and I'm still here. This is like almost 5 years or 5 years ago now. You know, um, you know, that's all. Um, so you know, the moral of the story here is we're getting up to 35 minutes. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but the moral of the story is when we get reality, like I said, when we get reality and we're in alignment with it, and our past and our is not fused, blended, fused. We're not confused anymore. We're not fused. We're delivered from evil. We settled in to the setting that God put us in. And your vital signs will come down. And what happens is the body takes over. Because the body has all the mechanisms already in it to combat all this stuff. But if you don't believe it, you have to do the right things too. Like people want the good stuff, but they don't want to do what's right to get it. And you know, the only way you're ever gonna do what's right, you're gonna look into the camera. The only way you're gonna be able to do what's right is to know what is right. And you know, it's just a matter of, like, you'll see the sinful nature, and you will you don't mess with this stuff. It's kind of like it repels you. You has a purpose. There's a beaver, a big splash. He probably doesn't like me in his territory. Yeah. Let's see. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I lost the beaver knocked me off my train of thought. But oh, okay. So when we find love and we stay in this spot, which is not always easy to do. It's not easy. If everyone could do this, everyone would do it. This is only a few certain people are going to be capable, you know, of doing this, because it involves discipline. Some people don't like discipline. They just want what they want, and they want someone to give it to them. And they want everything they want to take the easy way out. This videos, if you don't even, someone like that wouldn't even watch this for 1 minute anyways. But when you would get in the right spot, your vital signs, your body can take, you eat the right things, you help it. You eat the nutrients that the body is receptive to. And you stop eating. I'll just talk about food for a minute. If you want to feel good, you got to eat food that's alive. You can't eat packaged food and take all these vitamins, all this stuff. You have to incorporate food that's alive. Eat raw broccoli. Eat raw cauliflower. Eat everything, all your vegetables, eat raw. And every once in a while, steam it or something. This is what you want to do. right? Make your own salad dressing. Buy some quality olive oil, right? Get some vinegar, good vinegar, organic, right? Mix the two together in a little thing and shake it up and put some oregano in it or something. Dump this on it, right? Give it some flavor. And olive oil is good for you. It lubricates all your joints and you got to get away from this garbage food. It's all see they want to look at the food, right? I'm going to end with this. The food is all processed. They want us to eat all this processed food, and at the same time you're eating all this processed food, they're domesticating you and turning you into a sheeple, or they want to make you their pet, and they know that they can make you stupid and receptive to the wrong masters, and then you'll just be. They're going to tell you're going to be in this little spot, and you're going to get this, and this your whole life, and they're going to tell you. I'm telling these totalitarians are awful, dreadful people, and if you think anything other than that, just you need to know your history. You need to see what happens in a communist state and what happens in a fascist state. They stopped teaching history in the schools a few years ago and started teaching her story. And now the little kiddies don't know who they don't know who the real enemy is. And so now, and they got us all divided and fighting each other, and race is so important. Race. There's only one race, the human race. Okay. That's all I'm going to say for today. So I'm going to sum this up as I'm still in the journey. I meditate. I know what works. What I'm telling you, what I'm showing you works because I practice it. I practice what I preach, and it works beautifully for me. It makes my life really good. And I don't get sick, and I can see clearly and understand why people do the things you do. But until you learn how to stand firm against temptation, like I said, when we stand in the beginning, when we stand firm, learn how to hold our ground in temptation. Don't reach for something that's going to alter your state. This is the perfect words. You don't reach for something that's going to alter your state, and just endure it. Just get busy, find something to do, and when it passes, you move into the light. That's how it works. And you just steadily move into the light. The rest of your life, you're going to be steadily moving into the light until your little carcass falls off to the side, and whatever they do with it. But you won't need it anyways, where you're going. And with that, I'm going to go because it's getting pretty dark out here. I just want to say, appreciate the people that watch this, because believe it or not, I don't know what I'm going to say when I come out here. And then sometimes I have to re-watch this stuff, make sure, it helps me. It helps me because people learn from you, like when you learn from yourself. This is how it works, people. So, I'm on the journey too, and I see all the time it just gets better and better and better, and I see all the stuff I jettisoned, and I feel light. Your lightness, my being is light, and sometimes I feel as though I don't even have a body. It feels like I'm just a spirit that's just walking around. This is really cool stuff. And you'll never find this when you're drugged and emotionally upset, angry, and resentful and anxious. You have to settle down. It makes sense, doesn't it? That if you sit still, you're going to come, reality is going to catch up with you. Your conscience is going to catch up with you and overtake you. And with reality, you get the blessings. With that, I'm going to go. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.